right, folks. We are ready to rock and roll on the stream tonight, folks. How we doing? Welcome to the action. Hopefully you guys are all having a fantastic evening. I'm your host, Carson. We're going to be doing another NBA play-by-play reaction commentary and live analysis to tonight's basketball game between the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Detroit Pistons. What's going on, Champion Horse? How you doing, buddy? Appreciate you stopping into the stream. Tip-off is moments away here. Andre Drummond and Jalen Duren both getting ready to kick things off here for the Pistons at center court here. The referee has it. We're all ready to go, and Andre Drummond tips it out of bounds here. It's going to be Pistons basketball for the first opening possession of tonight's basketball game. Appreciate you guys all stopping into the stream. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, let me know in the chat. We are all ready to rock and roll here. Danish Jenkins has it at the top of the key, working against VJ Edgecombe. Jalen Duren catches it in traffic against Andre Drummond. Top of the key, switches off to Ausar Thompson. Ausar has it. It's going to be stripped out of bounds, last touch by Ausar, I believe. It looked like he just kind of had a bad handle on it. It's going to be a turnover with the Sixers getting the basketball back the other way here. Appreciate you guys will stop in. What's going on? C-Man, what's going on? Champion, appreciate you guys will stop in. Let me know who wins tonight's game, Pistons or 76ers. Paul George has it on the right wing here, working against Ausar Thompson. Andre Drummond sets the screen. Paul George rolls all the way to the basket. He draws the foul on Jalen Duren. And Paul George is going to shoot some free throws to start this basketball game. Hopefully you guys are all doing fantastic. Welcome to the live stream. Pistons starters are as follows. Danish Jenkins, Tobias Harris is back in the starting lineup, which is great to see. He exited the game a couple days ago due to a left knee contusion, but luckily it was all right, nothing serious. You also got Jalen Duren, who was dealing with a little bit of an illness. He was cleared and he was ready to go as well. Ausar Thompson on the floor, as well as Duncan Robinson. So Paul George knocks down the first free throw here. No Joel Embiid tonight for the 76ers, but we do get Paul George and Tyrese Maxey. Andre Drummond is filling in for Embiid. He's also dealing with a knee injury as well. So Paul George knocks down both free throws. 2-0 basketball game. 11:28 left to play in the first quarter. What's going on, Wesley? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Top of the key goes Danish Jenkins. Flings it around to Andre Drummond on the right wing here. Over to Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson lobs it up to Ausar Thompson down below for the slam. Nice alley-oop lob connection from Duncan Robinson to Ausar Thompson. They had a crazy alley-oop the other day against the Timberwolves. They connect once again here. Tyrese Maxey has the top of the key over to Paul George, bothered by Ausar Thompson. Andre Drummond sets the screen. Good defense from Ausar. On the right wing, switches off to Jalen Duren. Cross-court pass to VJ. VJ's got to get a shot off. 3 seconds in the shot clock. He fires from the baseline, and it knocks it down. 4-2 basketball game. 10:44 left to play in the first quarter here. Pistons get it back here. Danish Jenkins has it, top of the key, working against Maxey. Over to Mr. Jalen Duren. Swings it over to Tobias Harris. Tobias lobs it down inside for Jalen Duren for the left-handed finish. 4-4 basketball game. 10:25 left to play in the first quarter here. Welcome to the show, folks. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys all stopping into the stream. Welcome in, guys. I'll get to the chat in just a couple seconds here. 10:15 left to play in the first quarter here. Tyrese Maxey has the top of the key, goes to his right, drives inside over Danish Jenkins. Good finish from Tyrese Maxey. It's a 6-4 basketball game. Swinging around over to Tobias Harris. Tobias drives. It's going to be, I believe, a foul called underneath against Kelly Oubre, and I think Tobias Harris is going to shoot some free throws here. What's going on, NBA Kid? What's going on, Surge? What's going on, The Kid? Everybody rules. Welcome to the party, folks. Like and subscribe. If you guys are new to the stream, it's free. It helps me out. Busy, packed day in the Motor City. Tigers won earlier today. The Red Wings lost. You got Michigan later tonight in the Final Four, and the Pistons right now as well. Tobias Harris knocks down the first free throw. 6-5 basketball game. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the chat, guys. Been doing every single Pistons play-by-play commentary stream for the most part for this season. We've done, I think, close to 60 games on the year so far, so I cannot wait for the playoffs. It's going to be absolutely electric. So 6-6 basketball game. Tobias Harris knocks down the free throw. What's going on, Justin? How we doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. Back the other way come the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey has the top of the key. Goes to his right against Dennis Jenkins, takes a deep three. That's off the mark, no good, boarded by Tobias Harris. Tobias has it back the other way, crosses half court, working against Kelly Oubre, over to Jalen Duren, behind the back pass to Tobias Harris for the slam underneath. Great find from Jalen Duren, down low to Tobias Harris. Pistons take the lead. Andre Drummond fires over to Paul George. He steps up for three, and he knocks it down. 9-8 basketball game. The veteran Paul George knocks it down. 9:25 left to go in the first quarter. Dennis Jenkins has it on the left wing here. Goes inside. Lobs it up to JD for the slam. 10-9 basketball game. Bunch of dunks starting for the Pistons already in this game here. 9:14 left to go in the first quarter. Paul George has it. Goes to his right. Working against Asar Thompson. Step back fadeaway jumper for Paul George is good. PG is on fire in this first quarter here. Dennis Jenkins down low here to Tobias Harris, working against Kelly Oubre on the right wing here. Tobias has it, looking for the open man in transition. Tobias has it down low here, gets it back from Dennis Jenkins. Tobias mid-range jump shot is good. Uncle T knocks it down. Again, Tobias Harris being back in this game is a huge sigh of relief for Pistons fans. He exited the game earlier against the Timberwolves. He had a little bit of a problem with his knee, but thank God he was all right. So good to see Uncle T back in the starting lineup here. Sixers basketball back the other way here. Working against Duncan Robinson goes VJ Edgecombe. 5 seconds in the shot clock. Drives to the paint. Turnaround jump shot is no good. Boarded by Jalen Duren. Off to Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins drives to his right. Floater from the right wing is good. Dennis Jenkins drops down a teardrop floater from the baseline. That's pretty good. 14-11 basketball game. 8:05 left to go in the first quarter. Pistons have not missed a shot yet. They're perfect from the field right now. Paul George drives inside here. Step back jumper for PG is good. 14-13 basketball game. 7:58 left to go in the first quarter, and we got a commercial break underway with the first timeout of the game. I believe the Pistons call the first timeout. Yep, we're going to a commercial break. What's going on, Hal? How you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you, Serge, as always. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Yeah, a lot of stuff happening tonight. You gotta kind of have a little bit of an overlap between the Pistons game and then the Michigan game later tonight. I've thought about possibly doing play-by-play if Michigan makes it to the national championship game on Monday. I kind of have to see what my schedule looks like, but it's going to be a pretty good game so far. You got Illinois and UConn right now in the first half. I think UConn was up like 8, I think. So that'll be an interesting to see how that squares down. And then you got Michigan and Arizona later tonight, which could really be, I think, the best game out of the 2 games tonight on the slate for the Final Four. So a lot of stuff to be excited about. By the way, guys, if the Pistons win tonight, they would clinch officially the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. If you guys want to look at the standings right here on your screen, Pistons currently have, I think there's like 4 games left in the season. They got the Magic on Monday, and then they got the Bucks, then the Hornets, and then the Pacers. So yeah, 4 games left. They currently have a 4-game lead over the Celtics. So if they win tonight against the Sixers, that would officially mark them down as the overall number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference going into the postseason. Again, you got a couple teams like the Hornets, the Magic, the Heat, which are right around the 8, 9, 10 seeding line. This is a big game for the 76ers as well, because if you look at like the 6 seed to the 7 seed, they're pretty much tied between Toronto and Philly, and you got the Hornets kind of creeping up a little bit as well. So one of these 2 teams could jump each other, but I think you kind of have your pretty much solidified top 5 seeds, just a matter of to see if the Pistons can actually hold on or not. But yeah, good stuff all around, man. Should be a competitive basketball game through and through here. Paul George was questionable to enter this game, but he's fighting through it. I think he has also some kind of a knee injury as well he's dealing with. So a lot of guys injured throughout the NBA. It sucks if you're a Lakers fan because they announced Luka Doncic is out indefinitely. He did something to his hamstring the other day against the Thunder game. And then Austin Reeves, they said he's going to be out, I think, for another month or so. So injuries just suck. They take over the sport, and it's just not fun overall in general. All right, so they're actually recapping the last game here. I think Jalen Duren was he got the belt. In case you guys don't know, the Pistons have like this honorary player of the game belt that they like pass around in the locker room, and the guy who gets it last votes and decides who gets it next. So Jalen Duren got the belt last time, and he gave it over to Dance Jenkins. So just kind of a cool little chemistry piece that they do and they bond over with in the locker room. So you're going to see that a lot throughout the postseason. Hopefully a deep playoff run as well here. Back from commercial break, Pistons 14, Sixers 13 on a Saturday night in Philly. Jalen Duren goes all the way to the rim, count the bucket and the foul immediately after the commercial break. Literally the second they inbounded that pass, Jalen Duren caught it from Dennis Jenkins and he threw it down over the Sixers. What a slam from Jalen Duren inside there. It was literally, I blinked, and by the second I blinked, Jalen Duren already threw it down. So what a slam from Jalen Duren down low here. 16-13 basketball game. Jalen Duren rattles in the free throw. 17-13 basketball game. 7:40 left to play in the first quarter here. Again, no Isaiah Stewart, no Cade Cunningham tonight in this one. Pistons up by 4. 76ers get it back the other way here. Edgecombe has it at the top of the key, working against Duncan Robinson. Andre Drummond's calling for it. Gets it on the right wing here. Back over to VJ. VJ, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up from 3 at the top of the key. It's off the mark, boarded by Jalen Duren. Over to Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins has it against VJ. Drives baseline. He's going to draw the foul. Are they going to call this on the floor before the shot, or are they going to get him in the act of shooting? I think it's going to be a shooting foul as of right now. I could be wrong. Let's see what they actually rule this year. I think it's actually going to be out of bounds. So it's Pistons basketball out of bounds here. A foul on the floor from VJ Edgecombe. Top of the key goes Dennis Jenkins over to Duncan Robinson. Duncan drives inside here. Has to get up an awkward shot and falls. It looked like he was trying to lob it up to Jalen Duren. Kind of got caught in midair and just kind of threw it up there, and then he knocked it down. So good stuff from Duncan Robinson. Pistons up by 6 here. Duncan Robinson gets called for a quick foul back the other way, though, on the opposite end of the court. Pistons are still perfect from the field right now. They're 8 for 8 as a team shooting from the field. So if we can keep that up, that'd be pretty fantastic. So another commercial, only 150 to go, right? It seems like that, right? 7:04 left to play in the first quarter here. VJ has the top of the key working against Duncan Robinson. Over to Paul George. Paul George catch and shoot 3 is off the mark. It's going to be rebounded by Andre Drummond. Over to Tyrese Maxey. He tries a corner 3 left wide open. He knocks it down. 19-16 basketball game. 6:40 left to play in the first quarter. Pistons get it back the other way here. Dennis Jenkins drives to his right, working over to Asar Thompson. Asar has it, switches over to Tobias Harris now. Tobias with the basketball, trying to back down VJ. Inside here, turnaround jump shot for Tobias is off the mark. Asar puts it up and in. What a great rebound from Asar Thompson. He had to kind of tip it up over the rim, caught it again, and put it up for the layup. By far the most athletic player on the Pistons, and he's been an absolute treat to watch here. 6:20 left to play in the first quarter. Maxey drives inside. I think they're going to get a foul on Jalen Duren. Are they going to call it a foul or a possible goaltend? I think they're going to call a late foul on Jalen Duren. So Tyrese Maxey is going to go to the free throw line and try and knock down some free throws. Let me know who wins this game, guys. Pistons or 76ers. Appreciate you guys all stopping into the stream tonight, man. Welcome to the party. Tyrese Maxey, first free throw is no good. Still a 5-point basketball game. Tyrese Maxey averaging about 28 points a game this season, which is 5th most in the NBA. So he is one heck of a basketball player. Was an all-star for them this year. So, terrific point guard for the Sixers. Kevin Huerter steps on the floor here to replace Duncan Robinson. Maxey's second free throw on the way is good. 21-17 basketball game. Tobias Harris looking to inbound here over to Mr. Dennis Jenkins. Running the floor here, crosses half court for Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins has it over to Tobias Harris. Tobias has it looking at Kevin Huerter. Huerter over to Jenkins, switches it up here. Jenkins swings it around to Kevin Huerter, left wide open for 3. That's off the mark, boarded by Andre Drummond. Over to Tyrese Maxey. He crosses half court, working against Asar Thompson on the right wing here. Maxey has it, drives over to Andre Drummond. Andre has it now, back over to Paul George. George bothered by Kevin Huerter. Good defense from Huerter. 5:45 left to play in the first quarter here. Andre sets the screen. Paul George rolls inside to Andre, over to Kelly Oubre. He fires from 3. That is off the mark. Sixers try to grab the rebound. Andre comes up with it, puts it up and in. He wanted a foul. He's not going to get it, though. Good offensive rebound from Andre Drummond. 5:28 left to play in the first quarter here. Asar Thompson has it, drives baseline, kick it back out to Tobias Harris, swings it around to Kevin Huerter. He's left wide open for 3. That's off the mark. Jenkins grabs the rebound, though, drives inside, draws the foul, He's going to go to the free throw line. 5:16 left to go in the first quarter. Jenkins going to shoot some free throws to possibly give the Pistons a 4-point lead here down the stretch. Appreciate you guys will stopping in, like, and subscribe if you guys are new to the action. Pistons have the Magic on Monday. I'll be doing a short for that broadcast, but no play-by-play. That'll be the last game I will miss for the rest of the regular season. And then I'll be back for the Bucks game on Wednesday. Jenkins knocks down the first free throw, and then the Hornets on Friday, which is going to be a good game. And then you got the Pacers the following Sunday, which is the last regular season game. And then at that point, the Pistons are going to have to play the waiting game because you're going to have about a week from Sunday, the next following Sunday, the week after Easter, to where they're going to find out who they're going to play as the 8 seed. Again, there's a lot of different teams that could get the 8 seed. The Hornets, the Magic, the Heat. Maybe have, a team like the Raptors fall down. You never know. Jenkins knocks down both free throws, 23-19 basketball game. 23-19. Somebody will foul out tonight. We shall see. Tyrese Maxey has the top of the key here, goes inside, drives to the paint. Floater is good for Tyrese Maxey. 23-21 basketball game. Jenkins fires over to Caris LeVert, who steps on the floor here for the Pistons. Over to Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins draws the foul here against the Sixers. On the floor right now, you got Kelly Oubre, Maxey, Barlow, Bana, and Grimes on the floor for the Sixers. So give me Pistons basketball still out of bounds. Pistons up by 2 here. 4:56 left to go in the first quarter. By the way, guys, we're about, I think, 75 or 80 subscribers away from hitting 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys could do me a favor, if you guys are new to the stream, like what you see, hit the subscribe button. We're going to try and hit 2,000 subscribers by the postseason. So that'd be fantastic. Pistons are in the bonus, so Jenkins goes to the free throw line. He misses the first free throw. They're going to call the foul on Quentin Grimes. 4:56 left to play in the first quarter here. Pistons up by 2. Jenkins at the free throw line to give the Pistons a 3-point lead. Free throw on the way for Jenkins is good. 24-21 basketball game. 4:56 left to play in the first quarter here. Tyrese Maxey has it at the top of the key. You got Barlow setting a screen for Maxey. Maxey rolls off it, goes to his left, bothered by Dennis Jenkins. Step back for Maxey. He thought about it. He actually cuts inside now. He's going to miss the shot. It's boarded by Kevin Huerter. Huerter up the floor now to Caris LeVert. LeVert swings it around to Dennis Jenkins. He goes to Kevin Huerter. He tries a 3. It's off the mark, boarded by Jenkins. Tobias now has it over on the left wing, swings it over to Caris LeVert. LeVert drives baseline, drives inside. It's going to be pinballed around. Pistons somehow come up with it to Jenkins, and Jenkins draws a foul while shooting a 3. It was very odd. You had a lot of missed shots, but none of them hit the rim, and they had to get a shot off because there was like 2 seconds left from the shot clock. And Dennis Jenkins draws the foul on Tyrese Maxey, so he's going to shoot 3 free throws. Good job by Dennis. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing? What's going on, George? Everybody rules. Welcome to the party, folks. Yeah, good to see Uncle T on the floor. And again, I think, I don't know, would you consider Uncle T underrated? Because he doesn't get the respect and the love I think that most Pistons fans should give him. I know everybody here appreciates him, that you guys tune in on a night-to-night basis, knows the importance of Tobias Harris on the floor. I think I'm talking mostly to outside casual Pistons bandwagon fans when they're only checking in if the Pistons are doing good or when we're making the postseason, or to just other teams around the NBA. It's kind of funny, too, because the Sixers had Tobias Harris, was his last team, and the Sixers fans were upset with Tobias Harris. They kind of kicked him away. Pistons scooped him back up here. By the way, this is the second time he's been on our team. Jenkins knocks down both free throws. Again, it's just so hard to find a stretch 4 in today's NBA, and he's on the last year of his 2-year deal. He does everything right for the Pistons, and like I said, I've mentioned this before. He was the first signing that Trajan Langdon made when he got to Detroit. He paid Tobias Harris. And look what happened to Cade's game, and look what happened to the Pistons offense. 27-21 basketball game. And then when he was injured against the Timberwolves, you saw the Pistons kind of struggle a little bit in the third quarter without his presence on the floor. Jenkins knocks down all 3 free throws. 4:10 left to play here. The Sixers drive inside. Bona slams it down for the Sixers, 27-23 basketball game. 4:02 left to play in the first quarter. Pistons get it back. Paul Reed steps on the floor here for the Pistons. So does Ron Holland. Holland has it, drives inside to his left here. Left-handed layup is no good, boarded by Kelly Oubre. Oubre has it, running the floor in transition here. Looking at Quentin Grimes. Grimes gets it back here, catches a deep three. It's off the mark, boarded by the Pistons up to Kevin Huerter. Huerter finds Ron Holland in transition. Holland goes to the basket, draws the layup. Very nice drive from Ron Holland. Holland gives the Pistons a 6-point lead, and the Sixers have had enough, and we're going to yet another commercial break. Good take from Ron Holland. Holland is one of my favorite players because he can shoot. I mean, he can't. Let me reiterate this. He isn't the best shooter, but he will occasionally knock down threes if he's left wide open or the shot clock is expiring. But the majority of his points come within the paint, meaning he'll drive to the rim. He'll actually be aggressive. He'll draw fouls. Kind of does it the old school way. He plays defense on this team. He'll randomly make a big time block or a big time steal when you need it. Holland does everything right. And if you take a look at that draft class, I should put up a graphic next show of the draft class that the NBA had. I'll put it on the screen right now. Let me actually get the graphic up here. Would you start Huerter or Duncan in the playoffs? Either or, honestly. I think they're going to go with Duncan just because he's got more reps on the team as a starter, but I would love it if Kevin Huerter started. I think he plays better defense than Duncan does, and they kind of shoot very similarly from the three-point line. But I don't mind having Kevin Huerter come off the bench as well. Kevin Huerter's going to be huge in the playoffs. And I think when he makes like a big crunch time three, like right before the half, coming off the bench to stop the momentum or late in the third quarter, it's going to come back in the playoffs. Matas Bazulis. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Uncle T is great as well. What's going on, Mr. Fresh? How you doing? Let me actually find this draft class. What was that? That was the 2023 draft class. I think that was the 2023 draft class. Let me see here. First round. Let me pull up the graphic here. And I will show you how insane this was. Okay, it was the 2024 class. It was the year after Wemby. Okay, here we go. This is good. Okay, let me show you how bad this draft class is. If I could find a clean image. Hang on a second. Is this accurate? Okay, I think this is accurate. All right, let me get this graphic here. I'll put it up on the screen, and I will come back to it when we get back from commercial break. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Okay. Hang on a second. Yeah, there's maybe 3 impactful players on this list out of the whole first round. Getting back from commercial break, though. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Welcome to the action, folks. Like and subscribe if you guys are new to the stream. Pistons up by 6 here. It's Sixers basketball back the other way here. Oubre has it, swings it around to Maxey. Maxey bothered by Marcus Sasser, who checks into the game for the Pistons. Driving baseline, down low inside here for Barlow. Barlow draws the contact. He's going to go to the free throw line. Good take from Barlow. 29-23 basketball game. Barlow's going to shoot some free throws. Paul Reed gets called for the foul. Yeah. I'm going to get the graphic ready because it's pretty bad. Yeah. Jimmy and I wanted to get Matas, and unfortunately, that's not what happened. 29-23 basketball game. I mean, Holland's still a solid player, though. Like I think I would still take Holland. 29-24 basketball game. Sixers knock down the free throw. I'll pull up the entire first round in the Ron Holland draft in a second here. 3:18 left to play. Excuse me, guys. My computer had a problem for a second. I don't know why my computer does that. It freaks out for like 5 seconds. 29-25 basketball game here. 3:11 left to play in the first quarter. Karis LeVert has it, top of the key. Kevin Huerter sets the screen, swings it around to Kevin Huerter. Huerter bothered by Oubre, drives inside here. Right-handed layup is off the mark. It's going to be poked away from the Sixers. Back over to Sasser, though, who comes up with it. Over to Ron Holland. Karis LeVert has it. Paul Reed sets the screen. Goes inside, working against Bona. Right-handed layup is good. Tough finish from Karis LeVert down low there. 31-25 basketball game. 2:44 left to play in the first quarter. Tyrese Maxey has it on the right wing here over to Oubre. Oubre catches it, finds Quentin Grimes. Grimes swings it around now to Maxey. Maxey drives baseline, working against the Pistons defense. It's stripped away by Paul Reed. Paul Reed does a quarterback football pass down the floor to Kevin Huerter. Huerter drives inside, loses it, turns it over. Ball picked up by Tyrese Maxey. Maxey drives all the way to the cup and puts it in. 31-27 basketball game. 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. Pistons get it back here. Paul Reed has it, drives inside, kicks it back out now to Ron Holland, left wide open for three. Ron Holland, in and out, no good. It's going to be last touched by the Sixers, and I think the Pistons are going to come back up with it. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Can he make a three-pointer? He can. The question is, will, though? You ever get that teacher growing up? She was like, I don't know what I'm saying. Marcus Sasser, step back three, though, is good. Knocks it down for Marcus Sasser. The bench loves it. The teacher you would say, like, can I use the restroom? And then the teacher would go, I don't know, can you? You may use the restroom. It's not, can you use the restroom? I couldn't stand that from. It usually was from the substitute teachers, too, because they got nothing else better to do. Back over to Quentin Grimes. Grimes has it, drives baseline. It's going to be deflected out of bounds, last touch by Karis LeVert. 34-27 basketball game. A minute 37 left to play in the first quarter. Again, appreciate you guys all stopping into the action. Welcome to the party. All right. Let's see who we got here. Sixers have it on the right wing, finds Tyrese Maxey. Maxey, step back jump shot to beat the shot clock is good. Tough shot from Tyrese Maxey. 34-29 basketball game. 1:25 left to play in the first quarter. Paul Reed gets it back down low here. Left-handed layup is no good. He gets fouled, though. Bona, I think, gets picked up for the foul against Paul Reed. It's a shooting foul, and Paul Reed's going to shoot free throws. 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. Good take from Paul Reed on the opposite end. Man, this draft class, dude. It's. I mean, there's some okay players in here. But nothing to where it's like, wow, he's a superstar. It's still kind of up for grabs. Okay. 1:20 left to play in the first quarter. Maxey's complaining it shouldn't have been a foul to the referee. So Paul Reed knocks down the first free throw. 35-29 basketball game. 1:20 left to play in the first quarter. Paul Reed at the free throw line knocks down both free throws. 36-29 basketball game. Pistons go up by 7. 76ers get it back here. Over to Bona. Bona has it. Swings it around to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey has it. Drives inside. Kick it back out to Quentin Grimes. Grimes from the right wing for three is no good. Boarded by Sasser. Sasser has it. Crosses half court. Drives inside. Backdoor find to Ron Holland. Holland goes up with it. Reverse layup is no good, but it's put back up and in by B-ball Paul Reed. 38-29 basketball game. Under a minute left to play in the first quarter. Cameron Payne has it, swings it around here to Tyrese Maxey. Bona sets the screen here. Maxey thinking about driving to his right. Over to Quentin Grimes. Grimes drives, kick it back out to Cameron Payne. He tries a deep three. That's off the mark, boarded by Ron Holland. Holland has it over to Karis LeVert. LeVert, top of the key, goes to his right, working against Bona. Step back three for Karis LeVert is good. What a shot from Karis LeVert. The Pistons bench loves it. 32 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pistons take a 12-point lead. B-ball Paul and Karis LeVert. I tell you what, Karis LeVert has actually played well over the last couple weeks or so. We gave him a lot of criticism, but he's actually been pretty well as a player. The Pistons are going to get fouled here against Maxey. I think Reed picked up a quick foul when he crossed half court. You need Paul George 15 or more points on Prize Picks. Ooh. Nice. 41-29 basketball game. Pistons up by 12. All right, so it's going to be a foul here. The Sixers are in the bonus, though, so they're going to go straight to the free throw line. Tyrese Maxey, first free throw on the way is good. 41-30 basketball game. And then when we get to the start of the second quarter and between the commercial break, we'll go over the first round that Ron Holland was in. Paul Reed steps out for a breather. A couple stars come back in for the Pistons. Duncan Robinson and Jalen Duren. Hopefully, everybody's going to stay healthy enough by the playoffs. That would be fantastic. We're hoping to get Cade back somewhere around the first round. Depends on his progress in his rehab with his lung, but hopefully he can get back. Same with Isaiah Stewart. Maxey knocks down the free throw. It's been taking a long time for Stewart to get back, and honestly, they're like, all right, we got 4 or 5 games left. Let's just sit him until the playoffs. Like, let's not re-aggravate anything further because we need him for the playoffs for his defense. 15 seconds left to play. In the first quarter, Pistons up by 10 over the Sixers. Karis LeVert has it. Goes to his right, working against Barlow. Over to Sasser. Sasser catches it. 3 seconds on the game clock. Right-handed layup is no good. It's going to be out of bounds, basically. Last touch by the Sixers is going to be, but the shot clock and the time ran out. So it's going to be Sixers basketball. Coming back the other way here. Going to a commercial break. Okay, let me see this first round. Where is my hairbrush? Any VeggieTale fans? All right, let's see here. All right, first round. Okay, let's see who we got. Okay, so this was the 2024 first round draft. Okay. Just going strictly, this is the right after the draft grades that someone gave, I think. So let's see how many impactful players are here on this list, okay? Zachary Rissachar, maybe. Still young, but number 1 overall, I'm thinking a bust right now. Alex Sarr, not bad. He had a couple slow starts to his season, but he's actually been a solid player for the Wizards as of late. Reed Shepherd, again, coming off the bench. He can shoot threes. I would say that's a win. Stephen Castle, maybe there's more talent than I thought in this draft. Stephen Castle, I think, is a pretty good player. Ron Holland at 5. So basically, let's take a look and see who we could have rather had instead of Ron Holland. I think let's do it that way. Ron Holland, I think, is a good player. Like he comes off the bench, right? He's slowly working on his jump shot. He provides intensity for us down the stretch in certain situations of the game. Saloon, not really. Klingon, what would you do as your 4th string center? Dillingham, Edey, Cody Williams, Matas Bazulas. Okay, maybe I think I'd probably rather have Matas. He's been pretty good with the Bulls. Topic, Carter, Carrington, Khalil Ware. Didn't he just win the dunk contest? I think he just won the dunk contest. McCain's been all right. Connect, still too early to tell. Tyson, Holmes, Johnson. I mean, like, if you take a look at the second side of this screen, there isn't really any names that are standing out right now. Really, it's on the left side, the top 15 picks. Okay, but if you look at this whole draft, though, as a whole, within the first round, you maybe find 4 or 5 names out of 30 picks, which is what? Like, I can't do math. What's the quick math on that? 16%? 17%? That's not ideal. So considering getting Ron Holland at 5 when, you got the best 4 off the board, I mean, probably Matas, maybe Donovan Klingham, but everybody else is like, who else would you rather have had, instead of Ron Holland? Isaiah Collier's had a pretty good season too, so you can maybe add him to the list, but there's not really that many guys out there in that draft class compared to other drafts in the past. We're back from commercial break here. 76ers lose it out of bounds here. It's going to be Pistons basketball to start the second quarter here. But, Ron Holland, I get it, number 5 overall pick. You kind of want a little bit more out of him, but considering the overall talent at 5, it's not a bad pick, I don't think. And that was Trajan's first pick that he made as a GM. Over to Karis LeVert, bothered by VJ. Karis LeVert drives inside here. Mid-range jump shot is good for Karis LeVert. 43-31 basketball game. 11:15 left to play in the second quarter. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Welcome to the show. Mike is saying Cade is a liability. Wow. I don't know if I agree with that, partner. 11:02 left to play in the first half here. I might just put your comment up on screen to show how ridiculous that is. Paul George from beyond the arc knocks it down. 43-34 basketball game. 10:50 left to play in the first half here. Kevin Huerter has it back over to Karis LeVert. LeVert finds Ron Holland. Holland gets it back over to Karis LeVert. LeVert drives to his right here. Over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter drives in the paint here. Mid-range jump shot for Kevin Huerter is good, and Red Velvet is on the board. 45-34 basketball game. 10:28 left to play. They're going to call a foul underneath against Kevin Huerter, I think against VJ Edgecombe. So it's going to be, I think, a shooting foul. I don't know. It kind of looked like he got him before the shot, though. Let's see what they actually rule this. 45-34 basketball game. 10:27 left to play in the first half here. So Kevin Huerter gets called for the foul. Stoppage in play here for the Pistons and Sixers game. They're going to call a shooting foul. Okay, so VJ's at the free throw line. Knocks down the free throw. Was VJ the 20? What draft class was VJ Edgecombe out of? Was he last year or this previous year? I forgot. 45-35 basketball game. Pistons up by 10. 10:27 left to play in the first half. Second free throw on the way here for the 76ers to make it a 9-point game. Knocks it down. 45-36. 10:27 left to play in the first half here. Jalen Duren has it top of the key here. Working down low inside against Barlow. It's going to be rejected. Picked up by Cameron Payne. Payne crosses half court working against Javonte Green. Over to Paul George. Paul George catches it against Ron Holland. 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Bona coming to set the screen, gets it back from Paul George down low here. Bona drives inside, layup is good. Back to a 7-point game. 45-38 basketball game. Pistons up by 7. Pistons get it back here, swinging around to Kevin Huerter. Huerter thought about a 3. Backdoor find to Javonte Green. Green catches and shoots and fires and hits it up and in. 47-38 basketball game. 9:44 left to go in the first half. VJ fires over to Paul George. Catches it. Bona looking to set the screen. George rolls off it, bothered by Javonte Green. Good defense from Javonte Green. Paul George swings it around to Bona. Bona thought about a 3. Backdoor find here to Barlow. Barlow catches it inside. It's going to be blocked underneath by the Pistons. It was kind of like a 2-man job between Kevin Huerter and Javonte Green there to break up the shot. 9:15 left to go in the first half. Over to Jalen Duren. Duren has it against Bona. Mid-range jump shot for JD is off the mark. It's going to be boarded by the Sixers. Sixers have it. Inside here, left-handed layup is good. Tough finish down low from VJ. 47-40 basketball game. Yeah, I like Javonte Green as well. I think if I'm Trajan Lane, I'm bringing back Javonte Green. He's going to cost cheaper than the Huerter is. And he plays defense. Karis LeVert step back 3 is no good. Boarded by Cameron Payne. Payne has it, crosses half court here for the Sixers. 8:45 left to play in the first half here. Payne swings it around to Barlow. Barlow gets it back over to Paul George. Top of the key here, working over Karis LeVert. Jump shot 3 is good. 47-43 basketball game. Sixers going a 9-2 run here. 8:27 left to play in the first half. JD has it, top of the key, working against Barlow. Backdoor find to Javonte Green. It was a great pass. Javonte Green just couldn't come up with it, though. It's turned over by the Sixers, or by the Pistons, excuse me. Sixers get it back. Working against Barlow down low here. Barlow inside. Layup is good. It's back to a 2-point basketball game, and JB Bickerstaff has had enough. All of a sudden, here come the Sixers on an 11-2 run. And we got some fireworks early on in the first half here. 47-45 basketball game as we head back to another commercial break. Good stuff all around, man. The whole Ivy deal, I mean, as far as right now, we won the trade by a landslide. I mean, Ivy's out of the league right now, basically. We got Kevin Huerter that can shoot threes. He can play defense. And we got a better draft pick from the Timberwolves because of it. It's crazy how people, will jump and criticize something the first day it happens. But if you wait and just have it play out over time and let it breathe, it sometimes works out. And in the Pistons' case, it worked out, I think. Kevin Huerter's going to contribute off the bench. He's borderline a starter. In my opinion, if Duncan Robinson is cold, Kevin Huerter comes off the bench, he knocks down threes, they look like the same exact player. Like, I think Kevin Huerter can play a little bit more defense. I do like Duncan, though, at times. He's just been more inconsistent, I think, but he has gotten, like I said, more reps being a starter. But, I mean, the Pistons won the Ivy deal by a landslide, I think. You got a player that can play right now, and you got a better draft pick overall. So, it's a shame it didn't work out for him, but it's crazy how life works down the stretch. BD, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you stopping in. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. Like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys are all doing fantastic. We're on the commercial break here. We're going to chill here until we get down the stretch. There's about 8 minutes left to go in the first half here. Kind of a close competitive basketball game. And again, this is the fourth time. This is the fourth time the Pistons have played the Sixers. They've won the first 3 matchups. But both times, two of the times, they didn't have Paul George or Embiid. They had Maxey, I think, one game. They took him down. You got Paul George and Maxey on the road. So this is, again, a big test for the Pistons, in my opinion. I would have liked to see him play against Joel Embiid, but again, he's injured again. So we played him 4 times, and Embiid missed every single game against the Pistons. So, yeah, his whole knee situation is still a mess. Sometimes he'll play, sometimes he won't play. It's just kind of like a game time decision, it feels like. It's almost like a version of what Anthony Davis had. Like, he was just, like, he couldn't stay healthy. So, yeah, for sure, Wesley. Appreciate, again, all the support. Everybody watching the streams. You guys are fantastic. Again, I cannot wait until the postseason comes a couple weeks from now, and it's going to be fantastic. There's a chance I maybe might do a play-in game. We'll see what happens, because we're going to have a week in between where the Pistons are going to have to wait and see what happens. I think to whoever gets the 8th seed, I think we might do that game. Jalen Duren down low inside, lays it up and in. 49-45 basketball game. 7:50 left to go in the first half here. Pistons up by 4. Cameron Payne has it. Swings it around here to Bona. Bona working against JD. Trying to get to Paul George. Paul George has it. Mid-range jump shot for PG is good. 2-point basketball game. What's going on? King, how you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. Go Pistons. What's going on? That could be fun while we wait. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. I think it's like 7-8 and then 8-9. Yeah, it's something like that. I think Ron Holland, I gotta stop talking, knocks down the 3 from beyond the arc. 52-47 basketball game. 7 minutes left to play in the first half here. Yeah, it's 7-8. Who wins that gets the 7 seed. Yeah, Cameron Payne I can't even talk because stuff's... Basketball is happening. Cameron Payne drives inside, puts it up and in for the Sixers. I'll just call the game. I'll shut up. I'll eventually... Commercial breaks are good to kind of yap. Karis LeVert has the pass intercepted here by Paul George. Swings it around to Cameron Payne. He tries a 3. That's off the mark. No good. Kevin Huerter tries to save the rebound. The ref goes flying into the stands. He took a tumble over the camera woman in the first row. Looks like he's all right, though. It's going to be Pistons basketball. Sixers are fighting to stay in the 6th seed. They're not going to go away. For 100%, Frank. This is a big game for the Sixers because, remember, if you get the 6th seed, like the Pistons got last year, you don't have to go into the play-in tournament. If you get the 6th seed, you're automatically playing the 3 seed. Like, you're in. So this is a big game for the Sixers, too. 6:38 left to play in the first half here. Pistons 52, Sixers 49. Pistons up by 3. Duncan Robinson has it over to Dance Jenkins. Fires down low here to Jalen Duren against Bona. Duren backdoor find to Duncan Robinson. Top of the key here. Duncan swings it back over to JD. Finds Javonte Green. Thought about a 3. Step back 3 now for Javonte Green is off the mark, boarded by Cameron Payne. 6:15 left to play in the first half here. VJ has it on the left wing. Jump shot is, wow, good. That ball hit the rim like 5 times before it came down. That was like the longest friendliest shooter's roll I've ever seen. He hits the 3, 52-52 basketball game. Dance Jenkins drives inside, backdoor find to Asar Thompson, slams it down from behind his back. He did like a behind the back, like 2-handed jam. That was cool. 5:49 left to go in the first half. Pistons up by 2. It's up, Christina. How you doing? Sixers have it, top of the key here, over to Paul George. Paul George drives inside here, draws the foul. The ball eventually falls down. It's going to be shooting free throws for Paul George here. They're going to call the foul, I think, on Asar. So it's going to be free throws for Paul George here. What's going on, Bugs? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream, dude. Hopefully you're having a fantastic night, Bugs. Thanks again for all the support on Monday night. Appreciate you, buddy. Everybody rules. Welcome to the show, folks. And like I said, guys, make sure you guys are up to date with the live stream. There's usually like a red live dot button next to the live button on the bottom left of your screen, just to make sure you guys are staying up to date with the stream, because sometimes like YouTube can kind of lag and fall like 10-15 seconds behind for like no reason occasionally. So I'll sometimes do that with the game as well, because sometimes the game gets delayed more than it should. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping in. Yeah, Andre Drummond is on Philly, Christina. Yeah, so he's actually back on the court right now. He's the starter right now because Joel Embiid is injured. So he got the start, and then Bona's the backup to Drummond. 54-53 basketball game. Paul George misses the second free throw. Asar Thompson has the top of the key here, working against the Sixers defense. Jenkins asking for it. Paul Reed sets the screen. Over to Tobias Harris for a corner three. That's off the mark. Duncan tries to save it. He does. Back over to Paul Reed. Finds Dance Jenkins. Swings it around to Tobias Harris. Tobias has it over to Jenkins. Jenkins tries a corner triple. In and out. No good. Boarded by the Sixers. Paul George comes back up with it. Crosses half court. Working against the Pistons defense here against Asar Thompson. Paul George. Yeah, they're going to call a timeout from Philly there. So we got another stoppage in play. 54-53 basketball game going to yet another commercial break. It'd be crazy if they had like a what do you call it? A prop bet for like all the degenerate parlay gamblers that tune into my streams in like the fourth quarter. You could bet like on the over-under total commercial breaks at like 15.5 throughout the whole game. Yeah, Andre Drummond, and honestly, he like for the little time he was good on the Pistons. He was a solid player for us. He was a rebound machine. He was with us, I think, for like I want to say like 7 years. I mean, he was on the Pistons for a while. Let me see. Andre Drummond, 10-year Pistons. So he played 8 seasons. He played from 2012 to 2020. He was a 2-time All-Star. Yeah, so I mean, like, he was a solid player for the Pistons. He wasn't amazing, and we thought that Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin once upon a time could take us to the finals with Stan Van Gundy once upon a time, but that just didn't really work out. But luckily, we have Jalen Duren, and Jalen Duren is miles better than Andre Drummond, in my opinion, when he was 22 compared to what Andre was at 22. So, good stuff. The Sixers commentary is clowning the Duren's defense right now. They're having a good time. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys are all doing fantastic. I love doing this. You know, it's been amazing calling these games. It was funny because, like, you know, I did shorts for a bit. I still do the little shorts content, just little 60-second or less game recaps, which I still do. Which actually reminds me, I actually might have to step away at halftime, depending on when the UConn-Illinois game ends, because I got to do a quick report on that. But it's been fun. And then I started doing play-by-play stuff. We did, like, the Thursday Night Football games. You can find them way, way back in the channel, like last year. NFL was fun. Football's cool, but it's not as exciting as basketball commentating because you get, like, penalty flags, there's stoppage in play, there's a challenge, it seems like every 30 seconds something happens, which is fine, but there's a lot more downtime in football than there is basketball. Basketball is like go, which I think is more entertaining. But yeah, I cannot wait for the postseason. Postseason's going to be electric. I'm hoping the Pistons can make a deep playoff run, dare I say, all the way into June. So hopefully you guys are all here for the journey for that, because it's going to be fantastic. I'm hoping. We'll see. 5:05 left to go in the first half here. That Thunder game, though, was unbelievable. That was by far the best stream I've ever done. That was insane. Tobias Harris catches the turnover from VJ, gets it back the other way here to Asar Thompson. Asar backdoor find to Paul Reed's going to be intercepted by Andre Drummond. Drummond gets it back over to VJ on the left wing here. VJ has it against Tobias Harris. Step back three for VJ is off the mark, boarded by Duncan Robinson. Over to Asar Thompson. Has it, crosses half court, finds Dance Jenkins. Jenkins, mid-range jump shot for Jenkins is good. Big time shot for Dance Jenkins. 56-53 basketball game. 4:28 left to go in the first half here. Over to VJ, working against Dance Jenkins at the top of the key, looking to set up the offense. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Looking to get something going here. Finds Tyrese Maxey, bothered by Asar Thompson. It's interesting, Asar's kind of switching between Tyrese Maxey and Paul George on the defensive side right now. Kelly Oubre tries a long three. He knocks it down, assisted by Tyrese Maxey. 56-56 basketball game. Tie game. 4 minutes left to play in the first half here. Dance Jenkins drives inside. He's going to draw a foul against the Sixers. I think it's going to be on the floor. It's going to be Pistons basketball to bounds here. Yeah, that Thunder Pistons game was electric. And the crazy part was like the Pistons were like a 15-point underdog, and then they willed themselves back into the game after halftime with like their third stringers, and they took the finals defending champion all the way into overtime. Paul Reed inside here. Layup is good. Tough shot from Paul Reed. 58-56 basketball game. On the road, too. I mean, that was a crazy game. 3:45 left to play in the first half here. Paul Reed steals it up to Dance Jenkins. It's a 3-on-1 here. Jenkins finds Paul Reed down low here for the layup for the nice finish. 60-56 basketball game. 3:34 left to play in the first half here. Tyrese Maxey has it. Crosses half court against Asar Thompson over to Kelly Oubre. Oubre has it now. Top of the key goes to VJ. Maxey gets it back now, working against Asar Thompson. Maxey switches over to Dance Jenkins. 4 seconds in the shot clock. Drives inside. Step back jump shot is off the mark. Boarded by Tobias Harris. Tobias has it. Running the floor here over to Jenkins. Jenkins drives inside. Jenkins nearly lost it. He draws the foul, though. It's going to be a foul on the Sixers. Pistons basketball to bounds. Duran's not 100%. Hopefully we can clinch tonight, and then he can kind of sit the rest of the way. And the Pistons may or may not do that. I think JB Bickerstaff's mentality is like, we'll go until the bell rings mentality. Like, we don't care who's in front of you and who we have to play. We're going to play our best guys. I could see, though, like the final game of the season against the Pacers where they kind of back off a bit just to not further risk any injuries. So we'll see. 3 minutes left to go in the first half here. Duncan Robinson at the top of the key. Fires from three, knocks it down. Duncan Robinson on the board for his first triple of the game. Pistons go on a 7-0 run here. 63-56 basketball game. 2:47 left to play in the first half. Sixers have it, top of the key. VJ drives to his left here, working against Dance Jenkins. Inside, mid-range jump shot's good. 63-58. Sixers stop the run there. Jenkins has the top of the key here for the Pistons against VJ. Working against the Sixers. Jenkins finds Asar Thompson backdoor here. Reverse layup is no good. It's going to be poked out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Sixers basketball. Last time they won a 60-game season? That's a great question. Did we win 60 games in 04? I got to go back and check. 63-58 basketball game. It might have been 04. 2:10 left to play in the first half. Drummond has it, top of the key here, over to Maxey. Maxey on the right wing against Jalen Duren. Step back three is no good. It's going to be boarded by Duncan Robinson. Pistons get it back here, up 5 with 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Tobias Harris has it on the right wing here, looking to slow down the offense. Against VJ, over to Jalen Duren. Duren has it, top of the key here, working against Andre Drummond, looking to set up the offense. Over to Duncan Robinson. Backdoor find to Andre Drummond. Swings it around here to Marcus Sasser. Catch and shoot three is good. Excuse me, that's Dance Jenkins. 66-58 basketball game. Jenkins fires from three. And it's an 8-point lead. 1:30 left to play in the first half here. Oubre drives inside against Tobias Harris. Stolen away by Tobias. Jenkins comes up with it. Over to Duncan Robinson. Robinson on the left wing here. Down low to Tobias Harris. Up for the left-handed layup is good. 68-58 basketball game. Pistons bench loves it. Pistons go on a 12-2 run here. 1:10 left to go in the second quarter. VJ has it. Top of the key, working against Asar Thompson. On the right wing, Sixers drive inside to Andre Drummond. Catch and shoot three is in and out. Boarded by Jalen Duren. It's so funny. It's Jalen Duren and Andre Drummond, and I've watched Pistons games for years. I keep calling Jalen Duren Andre Drummond because they're both centers and they both wear the number 0. So my brain instantly thinks Drummond instead of Duren, and they both have the same start of the last name, Duren and Drummond. So had a good time. 68-58 basketball game. Paul George is going to come back on the floor here for the last minute of the first half. Pistons 68, Sixers 58. All right. Sixers get it back here. Back the other way goes VJ. VJ has it looking to drive here for the Sixers, working against Duncan Robinson. It's going to be deflected out of bounds by the Pistons. Good defense from Asar trying to jump in front of that ball against Paul George. The 2005 season was the 64-win record. Okay, I got you. Appreciate you, Jack. So, wow, 2005. So, yeah, it's been 20 years. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, 68-58 basketball game. Pistons in the early 2000s were, like, unstoppable. They won the finals in 2004, and then, like, after that, they consistently made the Eastern Conference Finals. So, absolutely crazy. 64 wins is the record. Okay, so, yeah, if they win out, they would tie? No, they would get to 60 wins. They have 56 wins right now. 30 seconds left to play in the first half. Your step-back jump shot for VJ is good. 68-60 basketball game. Final seconds before halftime here. Jenkins has it top of the key. 20 seconds left to go in the first half here. Looking to wind down the clock. 68-60. Jenkins has it top of the key. Working against VJ Edgecombe. Looking to set up a play here. VJ kicks it back out here to Duncan Robinson. Duncan catch and shoot 3 is good. Duncan Robinson knocks it down from beyond the arc. 71-60 basketball game. 5 seconds left to play in the first half here. Tyrese Maxey kicks it across to Andre Drummond. He tries a corner 3. That's off the mark. And the Pistons take an 11-point lead going into the halftime break. Fantastic. 14 when they won it. Great time to be a teenager and love Detroit sports. Predicted a 59-win season after the first 5 games. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, like, the Pistons, I was just happy with another playoff appearance. Like, the fact that if we win today, we're the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, that's insane in itself. But you really didn't know what was going to happen. Like, you lost your best 3-point shooter in Malik Beasley. You go out and you signed Duncan Robinson. He's been okay. I wouldn't say great. He's been average. He's been good. Again, the problem with him, he's been inconsistent. But if he can start, if he averages like 15 points a game for us in the playoffs, I will happily take that. You know, he knocks down 4 or 5 threes a game. That'd be terrific. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the chat, guys. Let's go on Super Morty Man. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Let me find out and see. So, okay, so the 64-win team was in the 05-06 season. 2004 Pistons record. Where were we on 04? Pistons finished 54. So they had 54 wins in the 2004 championship year. So which is right around the same pace as the Pistons did right now. So we play defense. We make a couple threes down the stretch in big time situations. Cade comes back better than ever. Look at the Eastern Conference. Like, it is up for grabs for the most part, and the only team that I think is a real threat is the Celtics and maybe the Cavs. I think a best of 7, though. I think if you look at everybody on this screen, I don't see. I mean, I shouldn't say this now because anything can happen in the playoffs, but it looks good so far. We'll see. Do you think the league will make any exceptions to the guys that did not make All-NBA because they didn't play 65 games? They should. You know, that's another debated question because it's like, you know, there's 82 games in a regular season. You got to play 65 of them to qualify for awards. If you don't, you're ineligible to get like MVP or, you know, all defense or all NBA or whatever it is. So that's the majority of the season. You're allowed to miss 17 games, which I think is fair, with an exception, with an asterisk mark. Like, it depends on the player situation. Cade just had a freak fall and his lung goes down, So same thing with like Luka. Luka, hamstring, done. So it all comes down to the player's health. And I get the side of like, if Cade finished the season healthy, yeah, he could have probably would have been on an all NBA team. But the unfortunate thing is that, it just didn't work out that way. And injuries suck. They get in the way a lot of things, and it is what it is. But if the NBA makes an exception to that rule this off season before next season, where they drop it down to 60 games, they have to make it kind of reasonable. Like, they can't say, oh yeah, you can miss the whole half the season, you can still qualify for awards. Like, there has to be some kind of threshold to where people can qualify for things. Like, if you miss 30 games, I don't know if you should be allowed to qualify for stuff like that. So it's an interesting question, though. Best record for the Pistons, winning percentage is 75% over the win-loss, like above 500. Yeah. 60 or more games in a regular season, going back to the 89 season. 68. So wow. So the 89 team was 63-19. Wow, that's crazy. 60 games is a good medium. Yeah, I think they might make an exception to drop it down to 60 games, because anything after that, you're talking about missing 22 or more games, which if you miss 22 or more games, injuries suck. I get it. But at some point, it's not really fair to the other players that missed less playing time that shouldn't get qualified for an award either, so. Chuck Daly understood the chemistry of the team. Oh, 100%. Yeah, Chuck Daly was an absolute legend. He knew exactly where to put the guys on the floor, and he understood who he was going up against, and beat Michael Jordan to win that championship in 89 and 90. And then Jordan figured it out, and then he just took over the 90s after that. So yeah. Let me see here. So 5 games left. Sixers, Magic, Monday. Then you have the Bucks Wednesday, Hornets Friday, and then the Pacers on the following Sunday, next Sunday. So yeah, 5 games left before the playoffs. So if they win out, they would get to 61 wins, which would be incredible. Jokic deserves MVP. Yeah, I think every year, the second, if he's healthy, Jokic, I think, is the best player in the world. I mean, the guy's just unstoppable. You can make the case for, like, Luka or Wemby. SGA, I'm sorry. He's a great player. He manipulates the game a lot, though. I have never in my life have seen more bad calls made on that Monday night game, and they were all against the Pistons relating to SGA. He went to the free throw line 100,000 times. I couldn't even tell. I think it ended up being he shot 25 or 26 free throws in that game. And again, there was a quote, I think it was at the All-Star break or before the All-Star break, where they interviewed Cade, and they're like, and he goes, yeah, I consider myself an ethical hooper, meaning I shoot my shot, I get my teammates involved, but I'm not going to, like, draw a circus act to try and get a free throw either. Like, if I get fouled, I get fouled, but I'm not going to manipulate my body in a way to where it looks like a foul, even though I didn't really get fouled, That's what I like about Cade's game, too. So, it is what it is, though, because he's the favorite to win MVP right now, SGA is, and, he's taking his team to, to all-time highs in Oklahoma City. And rightfully deserved. Like, he's a great player, but MVP is like, okay, best player in the season. Are you going to put him over Jokic, right? Or Wemby or Luka? I think I'd give my vote to Luka or Wemby or Jokic instead of SGA. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. I just think MVP should mean ethical hooper. that does everything the right way. SGA does have a ton of help as well, you know. I love this Pistons team as well. You know, if you take a look at what Cade's done, though, compared to other superstars like Luka and Jokic, Wemby, I think, is kind of in the same teammate realm category with the Spurs to the Pistons. I mean, although Jalen Duren's playing like a pretty great center right now, he's about to get a crazy contract this offseason, and he could be a consistent multi-year all-star. He might make an all-NBA team this season. Yeah, he might make third-team all-NBA. I could totally see Duren making that list. So we'll see. Wemby's unstoppable. Yeah, the Pistons faced off against Wemby twice this year, and they had no answer for him. I mean, he's a 7-foot freak that can shoot anywhere on the floor, and you can't shoot over him. He just blocks every shot. So who do you think wins the six-man award? It's tough to say. You know, that's the same thing with like six-man award and like most improved player kind of go hand in hand. You know, but you had like, you know, Peyton Pritchard win it last year, you know. It's a guy that usually, you know, impacts a team off the bench more than it does a start. I mean, that's what the award says. But you know, it could be Pritchard again. You know, I could see Pritchard, you know, in that realm. You know, Keldon Johnson's had a really good season as well. Maybe Reed Shepherd for the Rockets, maybe. I think one of those three guys though. If I had to guess, I'd probably say Keldon Johnson for the Spurs. Tim Hardaway's having himself a decent year for the Nuggets too. The crazy thing is like if Danis Jenkins remained as like the backup point guard for the Pistons, you know, you could consider Jenkins as the sixth man. Jenkins has 13 points in the first half. Yeah, he's been great for us. And again, like talk about ginormous shoes to fill when Cade went down. Wemby deserves MVP this year. If Danis doesn't get an award this year, he might get one. Or you might say the NBA is rigged. Yeah, it's I think it's great, but it's also there's a lot of fishy things the NBA does. You know, like Cooper Flag does not belong on the Mavericks. There's just no way. There's no way in any world where he should be a Dallas Maverick right now. It's just, especially the whole thing last year with Luka being traded. It's just ridiculous. But yeah. So Pistons win tonight. If they win tonight, they'll get the 1 seed. And if you look at the bottom, multiple different teams. Hornets, Magic, Heat. And depending on when that schedule happens, so what I was trying to say earlier is you're going to have the top 6 teams solidified, and then 7 through 10 have the play-in spot. So the 7-8 play, the winner of that game gets the 7 seed. The loser of that game gets the winner of the 9-10. So whoever that ends up being, I may or may not do a play-by-play for the 8-9 game to get the 8 seed. I might do that because we can kind of get a good matchup because it would basically affect the Pistons. It'd be relevant because you could get a first-hand look at how they would roll out their lineup in the playoffs. So definitely interesting, man. We're just kind of chilling here at halftime break, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the chat. It kind of sucks too that Beef Stew got injured because Beef Stew is having a pretty good year as well. Make him a case for 6th man of the year. You have, in my opinion, a future defensive player of the year winner in Asar Thompson. What he does on a night-to-night basis, he's guarded with the best player on the floor every night. His offensive game slowly getting there. But he is just such an underrated piece of this team that a lot of people look at the box score. They're like, oh, well, he didn't really score that much. Well, look what he did on the defensive side. And even if he doesn't come up with a steal or a block, he makes an impact on that possession, just being out there on the floor. Yeah, in the next 3 to 5 seasons, I could totally see Asar Thompson winning a Defensive Player of the Year award. You got one of the best centers, not in just the Eastern Conference, but all the NBA in Jalen Duren. And you have a future MVP winner, I believe, in Cade Cunningham. It's great that Cade's starting to get his flowers. Last year, he was putting the league on notice. Pistons fans knew how great he was. The problem, though, is they were only looking at the 28-game losing streak. But once Cade started winning, because he finally had competent teammates with him and got a better coach and a better GM, he got the Pistons to the 6th seed last year, led the Pistons to the 1 seed this year, and it sucks he got hurt at the end, but hoping and praying he's fine in 2 weeks for the playoffs. So, sucks that Beef Stew's out, but B-Ball Paul, the man, to the rescue. Paul Reed's fantastic. And again, he would be the backup center on 90% of NBA teams. He just does everything the right way. Hornets at their best will have a tough time beating us in a 4-game series. And that's just it. Like, Pistons have played this entire season with multiple guys going down, multiple guys stepping up. The emergence of Dennis Jenkins, Paul Reed, those are 2 huge players that have stepped up big in this depth and the rotation of this team to help us win games. And you're getting the vets that are starting to come alive now in Karis LeVert and Kevin Huerter. And like I said earlier in many broadcasts in the past, having that full year of playoff experience under their belt, I think is going to help tremendously. Because there were certain moments in the playoffs last year where some of the younger guys kind of took them a bit to kind of get used to the playoff atmosphere, but I think it's going to help tremendously. And again, when Beef Stew went down, that changed the trajectory of the rest of the series. But yeah, Hornets, Magic, Heat, Raptors, like any one of those teams, I think the Pistons should be able to handle. I don't know about sweeping 4-0, but yeah, the Magic and the Heat. I think we could kind of go toe-to-toe with the Raptors and the Hornets. The Magic and the Heat are 2 teams that they have size and shooting where could be bothersome, but at this point, it's like, all right, you played 82 games, you're in the playoffs, it's put up or shut up now. Like there's no excuse right now. Like, you go out and advance, you know what I mean? Start of the 3rd quarter, guys. Pistons up by 11. Piston Stars back on the floor here. 11:35 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Dennis Jenkins drives inside. Shot is off the mark. Jalen Duren grabs the rebound, though. He gets fouled. He's going to go back to the free throw line. Hate to say it, but the Raptors make me nervous, and do the Hornets, they make the Magic and Heat even more scary, but I think we can handle all of them in a series. Yeah, and I think in a best of 7, like you said it, I think we should be able to handle our business against them as long as we avoid any catastrophic injuries. The thing, though, we have to kind of clean up down the stretch is free throws, turnovers, and grabbing more on the offensive glass. If we give up way too many second chance points, you can have a random night where we just fall apart and collapse and teams just get hot. But again, like Duncan Robinson and Tobias Harris are going to have to make threes in their starting lineup. Because if they don't, you're going to look at the bench and you're going to have to rely on Kevin Huerter or Karis LeVert or Javonte Green to do that. Asar Thompson comes up with the steal. Back the other way comes the Pistons, fires it over to Duncan Robinson on the right wing here. Duncan catch and shoot 3 is off the mark. It's going to be boarded by Paul George. Paul George back the other way over to Oubre. Oubre on the right wing against Duncan Robinson. Swings it around here to VJ. VJ drives backdoor find to Andre Drummond for the slam. 73-62 basketball game. If you guys are new to the stream, like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys will stopping in. Asar Thompson has the top of the key here, working against Kelly Oubre. Over to Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins has it against VJ Edgecombe. Lobs it up to Asar Thompson for the alley-oop slam. Asar Thompson getting involved in the alley-oop game. Great pass from Dennis Jenkins. That's the 22nd assist for this Pistons team in this game so far. Tyrese Maxey catch and shoot 3 is good. Big time shot for Tyrese Maxey, back to a 7-point game. 75-65 basketball game. 10-point game. Asar Thompson has it. Top of the key here over to Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins drives inside the paint here. Nearly lost it. Duran gets it back over to Duncan Robinson. Corner 3 is no good. Jenkins tried to grab the rebound. That shot's off the mark, though. Over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey has it. Working inside here. Floater is good. 75-67 basketball game. 9:54 left to go in the third quarter. Dennis Jenkins has it. Crosses half court here. Working against VJ at the top of the key here. Goes to his left. Working outside now to Tobias Harris. Tobias has it, goes to his right, down low to JD. JD try to get a backdoor find. Tobias. It's kicked away from the Pistons by Andre Drummond. So it's going to be a kickball, Pistons basketball. Pistons are going to have a good run in the playoffs. I think it's I hope so. You know what I mean? Like I think as Pistons fans, we have to be excited, but we also have to take it kind of like, okay, everybody's in the playoffs. Like, it's go time. Like, nothing's really for granted either. Asar Thompson misses the free throw, gets his own board back, though. He throws it away. He was trying to find Duncan Robinson. It goes out of bounds. What I'm saying is we can't take any team for granted, because when we get, the playoffs are a whole other atmosphere, especially when teams play at home versus on the road. But I will slightly agree, but also say, like, we got to see it as well, too. Tobias Harris drives inside here. It's intercepted by Drummond. Duran pokes it away, though, from Drummond, puts it back up and in. It's weird, because, like, the Pistons haven't won a playoff series in a while, either. So, it's like, yes, we've played great in the regular season. We also have to execute in the playoffs, too. Tyrese Maxey has it stripped away by Dennis Jenkins. It's going to be going to VJ now. He gets it back from the Pistons. 4 seconds in the shot clock. VJ has it against Duncan Robinson. Has to take a crazy 3. That's off the mark, boarded by Asar Thompson. It's going to be intercepted by VJ on the left wing here over to Paul George. Paul George has it. Drives inside here against Asar Thompson. Blocked by Asar Thompson. They're going to call a foul on Asar. Wow, that was a late foul call on Asar Thompson. Great defensive play by Asar Thompson. It's going to be a really late foul call, though, on Asar. Let's see here. You got him a little bit down on the right arm, I think. Oh, that might be all ball. JB might challenge this. I think that's a block. That's a great defensive play from Asar Thompson. He went straight up and blocked it out of his hands. I think they are going to challenge this. Yeah, this is a good challenge from JB Bickerstaff. I think they're going to win this challenge. This looked like a clean block to me from Asar Thompson. So we shall see. One game at a time. James says they have to stay healthy to make a deep run, for sure. But you guys get what I'm saying? Like, we have this amazing season, right? Like, we get the 1 seed, we're on fire, and then everybody enters the postseason. We're going to a commercial break. Everybody enters the postseason 0-0, right? Like, everybody's on the same playing field. And the 1-8 matchup can be deceiving, because the 8 seed is kind of playing more with house money. If you're the 1 seed, like the Pistons, yeah, you better not freaking lose, because we're going to be pretty upset if a team like the Hornets or the Raptors or the Magic or whoever we're playing as the 8 seed, if they win in Game 6 or Game 7, yeah, we're going to be upset. But, you know, it could happen. I'm not saying upsets are... I think they're more likely in, like, March Madness in college than they are in a postseason NBA series, because, again, it is a best of 7, which can span over basically 2 weeks. So, you know, you can't be too eager, but you got to be a little bit cautious as well. And I think the Pistons know that. Like, any team knows it. Like, you just kind of have to have the same mentality of, like, we're going to play our A game. We don't care who's in our way. I mean, like, JB Bickerstaff, we were playing the Pacers a couple months ago, And they had their entire starting five up like 45 points against the Pacers. And then JB Bickerstaff finally pulled out the starters with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So I think he's doing a great job. He should win Coach of the Year. And we'll see. It'll be exciting. I can't wait. Shout out to the Sixers fans tuning in as well. Sixers have got a great squad. Again, we really don't know yet because Embiid's been very wishy-washy with his health. I think Tyrese Maxey is a great player. Paul George can be playoff Paul George in the playoffs occasionally. But Embiid is going to be a big benefactor depending on how far they go. But as the 6th seed, you guys could make some noise over the 3 seed. Especially if it ends up being the Knicks. If it's the Knicks Sixers again that they got in the playoffs like they did a couple years ago, that'll be a really good first series. Challenge is still underway here. It's going to be unsuccessful, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, Asar Thompson goes perfectly straight up. The only minor thing was he brought his hand down trying to block the shot against Paul George. He maybe got him across the head. I'm sorry, they call it successful. They said it was unsuccessful, and they changed it to successful. The graphics guy on this broadcast is not doing his job properly. Dan Jenkins has it. I was going to say, how is that, an unsuccessful challenge? Asar Thompson gets it back, though, from the Pistons, down low against Kelly Oubre, over to Dan Jenkins. He fires for 3, and he fills it up and hits it. 80-67 basketball game. All right, so it was a good challenge by JB Bickerstaff. Tyrese Maxey has the top of the key here, working against Danius Jenkins. Goes to his left. Over to Paul George. Paul George drives inside. Intercepted by Tobias Harris. Again, Tobias goes inside. Right-handed layup is off the mark. He gets fouled, though. That's something that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, right? Asar Thompson swarmed the basketball on Paul George on the baseline. Paul George had to make a tough cross-court pass, and he didn't see Tobias Harris. Tobias intercepted it, and he ran it on the fast break. That's, again, another thing that Asar doesn't get credited for in the box score, but made an impact because he basically helped force a steal to Tobias the other way. It's just small little things like that that don't really get appreciated enough. That is everything in the NBA. It's a make or miss league, one possession away from winning and losing a game. So, Asar does everything. You're going to pay him probably a max. Not this season, but probably next season. I wouldn't be surprised. Tobias Harris knocks down the free throw, 82-67 basketball game. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have Asar, Cade, and Duren on maxes, and everybody else is plug-and-play fill pieces for the next decade, hopefully. 82-67 basketball game. Sixers get it back here. Top of the key. Down 15. Over to Quentin Grimes. Grimes has on the left wing here, working against Duncan Robinson. Grimes drives inside. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Has to take a tough contested jump shot. It rattles in and out. Ball gets deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Sixers. Yeah, you saw that too, Bugs. Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, there's no way it's a foul. That was a good challenge by JB Bickerstaff. What's up, Thomas? How you doing? Yep, Sixers with Tobias' former team, 100%. Play on the road too. He played great on the road too. We're what? We're 25-12 on the road. Sixers possession back the other way here. It's going to be Bona underneath here. He stepped out of bounds though. It's going to be Pistons basketball with a turnover. 6:52 left to play in the third quarter. LeVert stepping up, though. The last month, he's actually played pretty well. He was horrific the first start of the season, but he's actually been competent in actually playing basketball now. Tobias Harris has it. Working down low against Tyrese Maxey. Tobias has it. Puts up a layup, is up and in. Nice post game from Tobias Harris. Pistons on a 9-0 run. 84-67 basketball game. Pistons up by 17. Paul George gets it back here, working against Asar Thompson. Paul George throws it away. Asar Thompson was on that. Again, it's just the simple little things that Asar does that doesn't show up on the box score, that he makes such a huge impact in the game. I know people want to complain about everything. Oh, well, he can't really have a jump shot yet, and he can't really score. But it's like, we don't need him to be. We're not really counting on him to score, and that's fine. Tobias Harris misses the shot. Over to Quentin Grimes. Grimes has it, finds Paul George, crosses half court here, top of the key. 6:03 left to play in the third quarter. Paul George working against Asar Thompson. Top of the key here, trying to stay in front of him. Asar gets called for the foul. I think they're going to call it on the floor, though. Now, Asar's going to get fouled. You know, he's going to pick up 3, 4, 5 fouls a game because, again, that's just, when you're guarding the team's best player, this is going to happen. He fouled out against the Thunder the other day, but he had to be on SGA flopping the whole game, you know, so it's going to happen. 84-67, Pistons up by 17. 5:55 left to go in the third quarter. Tyrese Maxey has it, top of the key, working against Marcus Sasser. Down low to Paul George against Asar Thompson. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Paul George has it on the right wing here, going to work. Mid-range jump shot for Paul George is good. That's just a good shot from Paul George. 84-69 basketball game. 5:30 left to go in the third quarter. Tobias Harris has it on the right wing here, working down low outside of Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson working over to Marcus Sasser. JD sets the screen for Sasser. Sasser rolls off it against Maxey. Floater for Sasser is good. Rattles it down, 86-69 basketball game. 5:20 left to play in the third quarter here. Tyrese Maxey has it. It's going to be intercepted by Tobias Harris. Tobias over to Duncan Robinson on the right wing. Finds Tobias underneath here. Over to Asar Thompson for the slam. 88-69 basketball game. Sixers take a timeout, and the Pistons are on cruise control, up 19. Love to see it. Capitalizing off those Sixers mistakes. Yeah, his offensive stats have been on the up and up as well. We must stop calling LeVert careless. Careless LeVert. Yeah, so it's this team is like starting to mesh well together. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they have like this pregame ritual on the bench where they will literally like play fight with each other. Like they'll kind of push each other out of the way and they'll get into like a scuffle, and you'll have one of the Pistons like trying to fight JB Bickerstaff, and the Pistons have to like hold them back on the bench. You know, and you got the whole thing with like the belt. They're passing around the belt for like the player of the game in the locker room. And again, you can have 100,000 superstars on a team, but there's only one basketball. And if you got to play defense as well to win games. And if you're not all on the same page as a team collectively, chemistry-wise, you're not going to win much basketball games. It's kind of an underrated asset that a lot of people don't realize. I mean, look at the Brooklyn Nets a couple years ago, right? Like, you had Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant all on the same team, and they couldn't really win. 3 great players, but it couldn't work out because they're like, oh, we also need to learn how to win basketball games, too. So, the Sixers aren't calling timeouts, they're calling Uncle T. Calling Uncle. The pregame ritual in DC a few weeks ago. Yeah, it's awesome. They're like bumping each other on the bench and pushing each other and trying to start something playfully. Yeah, it's awesome. What happened with the UConn game? Is it still going on right now? UConn. Oh yeah, they won 71-62. So UConn's gonna go to the championship. That's crazy, dude. If UConn wins Monday, you got to consider Hurley Mount Rushmore. I mean, that would be his 3rd title in the last, 6 seasons? That's insane. That's crazy. Credit to UConn, though. That's nuts. 88-69 basketball game. Pistons up by 19. Michigan are playing what, in like 10 minutes? Michigan play Arizona. That's going to be a good game. Appreciate you guys all stopping in, though. Like and subscribe if you guys are new to the stream. I was rooting for Illinois. I'm a Big Ten guy, you know, so credit to Illinois, though. I mean, Final Four, they'll hang a banner, and it's good for their program. It's so hard to win the national championship in March Madness. 4:59 left to play in the third quarter. Over to VJ. VJ tries a 3. That's good. Big time 3 for VJ. Back to a 16-point game. 4:50 left to play in the third quarter. Pistons up by 16. Carolina. Why did I say Carolina? Karis LeVert over to JD down low. JD draws the foul. He's going to go to the free throw line. Oh yeah, South Carolina. Yeah, they upset UConn last night, the women's team. That was where they had like a little scuffle after the game between the two coaches. That was funny. But yeah, like, in case you guys don't know, so I'll be doing a short report for that Michigan game. So like, we're doing the Pistons right now. Michigan plays later, so we'll do Pistons and then a little short report, and then after the Michigan game ends, we'll do a reaction for that. So in case you guys don't know, I'll throw it up on the screen actually. So there's a shorts page on YouTube on my channel. So we do the play-by-play stuff, and then we do like reactions. So like mostly it's anything related to Detroit sports, but anything that's big in the world of sports, I give my 2 cents on as well. So it's under the shorts tab page. So if you go to, the Carson Shear Show on my channel, the shorts page, you can find me reacting to stuff in under a minute or less. That's where the majority of my content comes from if it's not a play-by-play stream. 4:25 left to play in the third quarter here. Outside to Barlow. Barlow drives inside, intercepted by Kevin Huerter. Karis LeVert goes back the other way. Tobias Harris catch and shoot 3 is good. Uncle T from beyond the arc. 93-72 basketball game. 4:08 left to play in the third quarter here. These Pistons are nice. Who would have thought? VJ, mid-range jump shot's no good. Bona gets the rebound, puts it up and in. 93-74 basketball game. Karis LeVert has it top of the key, working against Tyrese Maxey over to Kevin Huerter. Yeah, Tigers can finally hit now. It's a miracle. Tobias Harris has it, working against Quentin Grimes, although Flaherty's been very suspicious the last couple starts. Tobias misses the shot. It's going to be out of bounds, last touch by Jalen Duren. So the Sixers are going to get it back here down 19. Is that right? Can I do math? Yeah, 19. Yeah. Sometimes I don't remember how I survived math class. I took pre-calc in high school, and if you gave me a sheet, like a homework sheet in front of me now, I couldn't answer a single question without the internet. Tobias Harris is 15 points right now. What was your guys' favorite subject in school? 3:24 left to go in the third quarter. Maxey has it, drives inside, mid-range floater's good. 93-76 basketball game. 3:15 left to go in the third quarter here. Pistons up by 17. Sasser has it top of the key over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter on the left wing, back over to Sasser. It's a two-man game now over to Paul Reed. Paul Reed, catch and shoot 3 is no good, boarded by VJ. VJ has it, crosses half court, working against Karis LeVert, swings it around to Grimes. Grimes drives baseline. They're going to call a foul on Kevin Huerter here. It's going to be Sixers basketball to bounds. Math. Yeah, I think, like, you either love math or you hate math. I mean, I was okay in math, but yeah, if I took anything remotely close to algebra now, I would fail. Gym, math. Yeah, chemistry was hard for me too, like balancing those stupid equations. That was not pleasant. 93-76 basketball game, 2:56 left to go in the third quarter. VJ has it over at the top of the key against Karis LeVert. One-on-one here, swings it around to Maxey. Maxey bothered by Paul Reed. Goes to his right. Maxey drives inside, blocked by Paul Reed. They're going to call a late foul, though, on Paul Reed. So Maxey's going to go to the free throw line. Miss Shane. Jimmy and I had a math class our senior year. Miss Shane. Was it junior or senior year? Gosh, I don't even remember. Math was hard in science. Yeah, it's I don't miss high school at all. Maxey knocks down the free throw. I think high school is like one of the hardest, if not the hardest, 4-year time frame in your life is high school. 93-77 basketball game. Maxey at the free throw line knocks it down. You're worried about college, debating about college, worrying about grades. You're lacking sleep beyond belief. You're trying to make new friends, and you have to survive 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. It was not fun. Karis LeVert has it. Mid-range jump shot here is no good. Off the mark, boarded by the Sixers. Over to VJ. VJ has it, drives inside here. Right-handed layup for VJ is no good. Tobias gets him, though. He's going to go to the free throw line. 93-78 basketball game. Algebra was the easiest for you. For some reason, science was my worst, though. Yeah, science was interesting, but it was hard for me, too. Especially chemistry. The periodic table of elements. Yeah, the lack of sleep was rough. I mean, getting up at 6 a.m. every day, 5 days a week, you had no... If you were on, like, a sport or, like, a club, you had barely any time for a social life. It was either school, and then you had your club or whatever you did, and then you had homework. I don't know how these D1 athletes do it. It's insane. 93-78 basketball game. VJ at the free throw line knocks it down, 93-79. 2:21 left to play here in the third quarter. Get to your guys' chat in just a couple seconds here. Appreciate you guys stopping in, like the live stream, and subscribe if you guys haven't done so yet. We're trying to hit to 2,000 subscribers by the playoffs. So I think we're like 70 away right now. Over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter is off the shoe of the Sixers. It goes out of bounds here. I think it's going to be Pistons basketball. Yeah. 2:07 left to play in the third quarter. Been out of high school for 18 years. Not going to be happier. Don't even like thinking about it. I thought that book, Algebra, made easy, and it was a game changer. Kevin Huerter on the left wing here. Step back three for Kevin Huerter is off the mark, boarded by the Sixers. Over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey has it, drives inside here. Floater from Maxey is no good. VJ grabs the rebound, back outside now to Grimes. Grimes fires over to VJ. He tries a corner three. That's off the mark, boarded by Ron Holland. Sixers on a quiet 7-0 run here. See if the Pistons can break that. Ron Holland has it on the right wing here. Drives inside. Layup is no good. It's going to be boarded by Barlow for the Sixers. Barlow has it. Fires over to Maxey. Maxey in transition. Finds VJ. VJ goes all the way to the rim. And they're going to call an offensive foul on the Sixers against VJ. So it's a turnover for the Sixers. Edgecombe looks smaller than I thought he was. Yeah, he's I don't know how tall he is. He's 6 foot, 6'1". Geometry was okay. Hockey and baseball for me was grueling just to make it to those classes in the morning. Oh, I can bet. My favorite high school course was early dismissal. Mine too. Ron Holland has it on the right wing here over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter drives inside. He's going to be deflected, poked away by the Sixers. Grimes comes up with it. Back the other way goes Quentin Grimes. Grimes looking to reset up the offense here over to VJ. VJ has the top of the key against Kevin Huerter. Maxey looking to set the screen here. He rolls off of it. VJ has it, bothered by Kevin Huerter. Drives inside the paint here. Step back jump shot for VJ is good. Good defense from Kevin Huerter. Better offense from VJ. 12-point game. 9-0 run from the Sixers here. Jenkins has it, top of the key, working against VJ. Paul Reed sets the screen here. Jenkins rolls off it, finds Ron Holland. Holland, mid-range jump shot is good for Ron Holland. Big-time shot from Ronald. Yeah, high school was rough. 95-81 basketball game. 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Maxey working to drive inside here. Right-handed layup is blocked by Paul Reed over to Ron Holland. Holland gets it back now. About a 7-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Holland fires over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter working against Barlow on the right wing here. Huerter has it. Paul Reed sets the screen. Kevin Huerter drives inside here, draws the foul. Good take from Kevin Huerter. Bench is struggling a little bit. The crazy thing, though, is like, you know, we're playing against, I think, a good Sixers team. I mean, they're without Embiid, but like Maxey and Paul George aren't scrubs. VJ's not a scrub. Like, this is a solid team. They're going to be a playoff team. They might hold on to the 6th seed. So again, on the road too. It's hard to win on the road in any situation. I can't wait for the playoffs. Let's just say I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. 15 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Kevin Huerter's not happy with the referee. Duncan Robinson fires over to Dennis Jenkins. 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Jenkins has it working against VJ at the top of the key. Paul resets the screen. Jenkins goes off it. Step back jump shot for Jenkins. Beyond the three-point line is no good. It's going to be running out of time. Pistons try to get a shot off before the buzzer sound, and it's going to be no shot. So going to the fourth quarter here, 95-81 basketball game. And we're going to a commercial break. Will Duran get 3 more rebounds and Maxey 2 more points? Someone answer, guys. Might just cash out. Oh, man. Good luck, my friend. The snow days, but they made you do makeup classes during the summer if too many snow days were called. Oh, did they really, James? Yeah, the snow days were fun. That was like the bright spot. There was like a really cold week in Michigan once during my freshman year of high school. We missed like a whole week of school. It was like -10 for like a week straight. It was insane. It was literally a cold day. There wasn't even snow on the ground. It was just so freaking cold outside. Paul George is a warrior with all the injuries he's had. Oh yeah, 100%. I've respected Paul George throughout his career. When he was on the Pacers, he was like he was fantastic to watch. I remember when he dunked over Birdman against the Heat in the playoffs. You guys remember that? Avid NBA watchers. Paul George had this crazy dunk against the Heat against the Birdman. Remember the Birdman with like the crazy mohawk and all the tattoos on the Heat. That Pacers team was fun to watch. That Pacers team was pretty good. Yeah, he was fantastic on the Pacers. Detroit basketball. The game is so pure. So many people running parlays and don't see it as the game as it should be. 1,000% agree, Thomas. It's so shameless. I remember we used to live in a world where the majority of fans cared about their one team. Their one team and their one only team from their hometown, whatever state they lived in, and that was the only team they rooted for. Now, it is so incredibly shamelessly, easily accessible to make a bet on any game, any parlay, any prop bet with the click of a button. And the shameless part about it is the biggest demographic from all these sports betting companies is guys my age. Like 21 to 29-year-olds are their biggest demographic. And the more shameless part about it is the majority of these kids that are losing so much money because of sports betting, they still haven't paid off their student loans yet. So it puts them in a deeper hole. The whole thing is, it's a giant problem. It's taking over the sport, and it's not just the pro. It's everywhere. You can't get away from a sports betting ad or a commercial or a FanDuel parlay bump. It's like, get out of here. Like, I just want to watch my team play basketball. I don't want to do anything else. Go away. You know what I mean? 95-81 basketball game. I've had multiple rants in the past on this show of the shamelessness that goes down because of it. 11 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. VJ has it, drives inside here. Right-handed layup is off the mark here. Gets his own rebound, though. Kicks it back outside now to Grimes. Fires over to Paul George. Start of the fourth quarter here. Back from commercial break. VJ gets it back here, working against Karis LeVert. 3 seconds in the shot clock. He's got to get a shot off here. Step back 3 for VJ is no good. Bona, though, grabs the rebound and slams it down. Back to a 12-point game. 11:15 left to play in the fourth quarter. Dennis Jenkins has it, top of the key here. Working to set up the Detroit offense against the Sixers. Jalen Duren sets a down screen here for Jenkins. Jenkins splits the defense, drives inside, out to Karis LeVert. LeVert drives baseline now, trying to get it down low to JD. 5 seconds on the shot clock. JD drives inside. Spin move is no good. It's going to be rebounded, though, by the Pistons. Ron Holland misses the shot. It's boarded by Paul George. Over to VJ, back the other way here. Here come the Sixers. Paul George has it on the right wing. Back over to VJ. Top of the key against Karis LeVert. Looking to reset up the offense here. Paul George working against Ron Holland. Holland, good defense. Paul George drives inside. Floater is no good. Boarded by Kevin Huerter. Huerter has it. Crosses half court here for the Pistons. Over to Karis LeVert. LeVert drives back inside over to Dennis Jenkins. Over to Karis LeVert now. LeVert has it. Working against Barlow. Drives to his right. He gets fouled. On the floor, they're going to call it against Barlow. 95-83 basketball game. Here we go. The funny, like the OG viewers, like they know. They know the frustration that I have with these viewers that come in and ask me about their parlays, and I could care less. Jalen Duren goes inside, misses the shot. It's boarded by the Sixers. 10:07 left to play in the fourth quarter here. VJ on the left wing here, working against Kevin Huerter. Back outside now to Grimes. Grimes against Karis LeVert, switches off to Ron Holland now. Grimes with the basketball. Good defense from Ron Holland. It's going to be intercepted by Dance Jenkins, stolen away here. Here comes the Pistons. Out to Kevin Huerter, left wide open from the corner for three. He knocks it down. Red Velvet from beyond the arc puts it in for the Pistons. 98-83 basketball game. Don't let him back in. Oh, man. 9:34 left to play. Oh, man. Back over to Grimes. Grimes has the top of the key here, goes inside. Left-handed layup is no good. It's going to be rebounded by Ron Holland. Holland gets it back for the Pistons. Crosses half court here. Working back the other way over to Karis LeVert. LeVert fires over to Dance Jenkins. He tries a triple. That's off the mark, boarded by the Sixers. Paul George has it, crosses half court here, working against Kevin Huerter. Top of the key here, one-on-one. VJ sets the screen. Paul George rolls off to his right, drives inside the paint here. Shot off the windows, no good. He gets his own board, though. Working against Kevin Huerter still. Outside, they're going to finally call a foul on the Pistons. It looked like Paul George got bumped a couple times. There was no call, and he finally blew the whistle. I'm telling you, Kevin Huerter is going to make a huge three in the postseason. I don't know when it will be. It might be the finals, and he might make a buzzer beater to win the finals. You never know. 98-83 basketball game. Pistons up by 15. Under 9 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. I think the Michigan game's about to start, too. Yeah, Michigan, Arizona, they're going to take on UConn in the final. Wow, that's going to be an interesting game. 9 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, we play our game. We play Detroit basketball, and you know what? Stay healthy and just go toe-to-toe with teams, and whatever happens, happens. But I think we can compete with anybody in the East. Ron Holland strips it away from Paul George. Comes back up with it over to Dance Jenkins. Jenkins has the top of the key here. Jalen Duren sets the screen. Mid-range jump shot for Jenkins is off the mark. Kevin Huerter comes up with the rebound, though. He fires for three. That's off the mark. It's going to be out of bounds. Last touched by... Ref doesn't know what to call this yet. I think it's going to be Pistons basketball out of bounds here. Yeah. Wolverines start at 9:20. Okay, so they delayed it because of the UConn game. Sixers, I think, are going to challenge this. Yeah, Sixers are going to challenge this year. They believe it's Sixers basketball, not Pistons basketball. So they're going to see who this ball was last touched off of last. Take a look here. Karis LeVert and Maxey are battling for it. Yeah, I think it does come off of Karis LeVert's hand last touch. So I think the Sixers are going to win this challenge. Arizona versus UConn in the finals. Yeah, it's tough to say because, like, I think whoever wins this Arizona-Michigan game, I think is going to beat UConn. Kind of similar to how I was telling this to my friends the other day. Remember when UConn, like, was on cruise control of the Final Four? Then you had, like, Florida Atlantic, UConn, San Diego State, and there was some other, Miami, I think. A really weird Final Four. And then UConn destroys Miami, and then San Diego State barely gets by, was it Auburn? God, I can't remember who the fourth team was. But they beat somebody to go play UConn, and UConn just destroyed San Diego State. I think it could be a similar situation. I just think UConn's a great team. I just don't know about, like, if they'll be able to match the physicality of, like, an Arizona or a Michigan team will. But I could be wrong. Are the Red Wings no longer able to make the playoffs? They got to win tomorrow. They got to win on Easter Sunday. If they don't win tomorrow against the Wild, it's going to be tough because there's only like 4 games left. And they got to catch the final wild card spot. And the Blue Jackets right now have the final spot. So it's going to be tough. Pistons are 17 for 18 from the free throw line tonight. Thanks, Mr. Fresh, for the update. Yeah, that's pretty good. The Pistons have had their issues at the free throw line somewhat throughout this season, and we're slowly improving as a team overall. Like, I think Jalen Duren's gotten better as free throws. I mean, Jenkins shoots a lot. Tobias occasionally will shoot some. I want Cade to get to the line more. You know, I think if he got to the line a couple more times a game, that would be fantastic as well. But because we're going to be in a situation where, like, we're going to be up 2. We get fouled with like 5 seconds left, and we're going to have to make both free throws to seal the victory. Because if we miss one of those 2 free throws, it could, come back and bite us. That UConn shot, though, was crazy, though, against Duke. I mean, that literally might win them the title. If that Mullen shot was crazy. They were down, like, I think 20 against Duke at one point. That was ridiculous. 98-83 basketball game. Back from commercial break. All right, Paul George has it over to Andre Drummond. Paul George gets it back, bothered by Ron Holland. They're going to call a late foul against Ron Holland here. What's up, Cornelius? How you doing, dude? Good to see you, buddy. What up, Doe? Who is not on our playoff roster? You mean like the Pistons? The Red Wings? Which team? Yeah, the Wings, they gotta win. They have to win tomorrow, I think. 8:15 left to play in the fourth quarter here. Paul George has it, drives inside to Andre Drummond. Drummond misses the shot, boarded by Ron Holland. Back the other way comes the Pistons. Crosses half court here for Ron Holland, over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter fires over to Sasser. Sasser has it down low now to JD. JD reverse layup is no good. Ron Holland goes up for the rebound. They're going to call a foul, though, before the rebound, I think, on Andre Drummond. So I think Jalen Duren's going to shoot some free throws here. If they have to rely on free throws, I'm not comfortable. Yeah, it'll be dicey down the stretch because there's going to be situations in the playoffs where they're going to have to foul us and we're going to have to make free throws. And if it's not Cade or, it's going to be interesting. 1 seed locked up. Yeah, if we can hold on to this and we get a 15-point lead with 8 minutes left, that's huge. That's huge for the Pistons. All right. Shout out to the Sixers fans tuning in as well. Appreciate you guys all stopping in. Pistons fans, Sixers fans. JD knocks down the second free throw, so he splits the pair at the line. 99-83 game here. Pistons up by 16. 7:50 left to play in the fourth quarter. VJ has it on the left wing here against JD. Pulls up from 3. In and out. It's going to be... Ron Holland had the rebound. He just flat out lost it out of bounds. It's going to be Sixers basketball. 18 for 20 for free throws. Yeah, it's a pretty good sign. Sixers have not made a point in the last 3:35. So they need to get on the board here. Karis LeVert gets called from the foul away from the basketball. All right. Looking good so far. Again, going on the road, taking on I think it's going to be a playoff team. They should maintain the 6th seed. If not, I would be shocked if they missed the postseason, the Sixers. But going on the road, you're taking on a good Sixers team, an all-star in Tyrese Maxey, Paul George. They're without Embiid, but again, winning on the road. They don't have their best player. We don't have our best player. So it's kind of like an even draw, So you win basketball games in the NBA, that's a win no matter what the situation is. Tyrese Maxey's step back 3 is off the mark, boarded by Kevin Huerter. Over to Ron Holland. Holland drives inside, misses the shot. He gets fouled, though. Ron Holland's going to go to the free throw line. Maxey took a dive into the first row. He took out a cameraman. Hopefully he's all right. All right, so Ron Holland's going to go to the free throw line. If you guys are new to the stream, like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys all stopping in. Been doing a ton of these Pistons play-by-play games. And, like I said, cannot wait until the postseason gets here. It's going to be fantastic. Ron Holland at the free throw line. Misses the first free throw. 7:34 left to play in the fourth quarter. Pistons 99, Sixers 83. Yeah, Stewart and Cade back for the playoffs is going to be very spicy. Going to love that. I do think, though, you got to squeeze in minutes for Paul Reed somehow. Paul Reed is too good to be left on the bench. And the only time he comes into the game is if there's an injury to Duran or Stewart, or if they're in foul trouble. So, I'm going to find a way to get Paul Reed minutes in the playoffs. 183 basketball game. 7:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. Pistons up by 17, looking to put the nail in the coffin here. You got Maxey with it, back the other way, over to Oubre. Oubre hasn't really done much tonight. We haven't really called his name that much. He was a good player for many years. Paul George has it, drives inside here, down low to Andre Drummond, intercepted nearly by the Pistons. Sixers get it back, though. Drummond has it poked away by Paul Reed. Give him a max. Karis LeVert crosses half court here, working against Paul George. LeVert drives inside here, kick it back out to Dennis Jenkins. Jenkins has it, drives inside the paint now. Jenkins loses it. Up the floor now goes VJ. VJ goes all the way to the basket. That shot is no good. Good defense from Kevin Huerter. He had to run in fast break on transition on one-on-one right there. 6:44 left to go in regulation. I think the Pistons are going to call a timeout here. We're going to another commercial break. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, guys, let me know in the chat. Pistons are going to have the Orlando Magic up next on Monday. I won't be here for that game, but we'll be doing a short reaction for that, and then doing the rest of the regular season with the Bucks on Wednesday. Hornets next Friday is going to be a good game, and then to close it out for the Indiana Pacers. But yeah, it'll be interesting because, like, we're going to clinch the 1 seed. So now if you're JV Bickerstaff, are you full steam ahead, or are you more take the foot off the gas because you clinched the 1 seed the next couple of games? Like, what would you guys do? Would you guys still continue to play your starters, clinching the 1 seed for the next 4 games, or would you rather give, like, you know, have the lineup you had against the Thunder the other day, where you get, like, Tolu Smith minutes and Marcus Sasser more minutes and Chaz Lanier and, you know, guys that don't usually play that often? I think it's a combination of both. I think you could see them have their starters out for, like, the first half, and in the second half, it's just all reserve guys. Because it could be a chemistry thing and kind of, like, mentality thing, too. Like, we're not letting up the rest of the way, you know? But you also don't... I'm going to be upset if someone goes down with, God forbid, an injury, and then it's like, okay, playoffs are here, you know, nobody get injured, please. Yeah. Tough to say. What's up, Fresh? How you doing, dude? I agree. Paul Reed, give him a max contract, lifetime deal. City... Give the keys, the city of Detroit, the keys to B-ball Paul Reed, and he can do whatever he wants. Start the rookies, keep them playing, but let have lesser minutes. Paul Reed, more minutes, full speed ahead, but still distribute the minutes equally. That's fair. Yeah. I think I'm kind of in the middle of the road. Like, I would let the starters go. But if for 1 second I see a little bit of a limp or a hop back down the court, I'm going to be upset at JB. But, like, you can't, you got to play the game. Like, you can't be all, you know, afraid because you don't want to risk injury, you know, too much. You still got to play basketball. Tobias Harris having himself a pretty good game. I love Tobias because, like, he knows how the Sixers fans treated him when he left, and he's been kind of showing some emotion throughout this whole game. Asar Thompson backdoor is good to start to get back from commercial break here. I don't know. I think my computer went out for a second. Asar Thompson put up a backdoor layup to start back from commercial break here. Kelly Oubre drives inside here. Layup is no good. Boarded by Paul Reed. Paul Reed over to Dennis Jenkins, crosses half court here in transition. Jenkins thought about a 3, goes to his right outside of Tobias Harris. He tries a corner 3. That's no good. Boarded by Oubre. Yeah, 4 steals for Tobias with 15 points. It's pretty good. Tyrese Maxey inside here, working against Dennis Jenkins. Back out now to VJ. VJ, top of the key, working against Duncan Robinson. Goes to his left. VJ looking to operate. Outside here for 3 goes Kelly Oubre. It is no good. Boarded by Paul Reed. Pistons up by 19, looking to put the nail in the coffin here down the stretch. Jenkins has on the right wing. Tobias looking to set the screen here. Catches it down low on the right wing. Tobias has it, looking to back down the Sixers. Tobias still has it on the right block. Turnaround shot for Tobias is good. He is so good at that turnaround jump shot. 104-83. Sixers have not made a basket in the last 6 minutes. Paul George on the right wing here has it down low now to Barlow. Barlow left-handed layup is good. 104-85. 5:07 left to play in the fourth quarter here. Jenkins has it, top of the key here, working against the Sixers. He's going to go to his right, backdoor find to Paul Reed. Paul Reed has it, layup is no good. He gets fouled, though. Paul Reed's going to go to the free throw line. Detroit basketball. I'm putting together a hype video of like the best calls like throughout the regular season. It's going to be like 56 seconds, I think. And it's going to basically consist of like the hypest moments throughout the regular season. And we're going to put it together and hopefully draws more of a crowd come playoff time. It's been amazing. You guys have been showing out every single night. I appreciate you guys. I think hopefully like on TikTok, YouTube is cool. It's like our main platform. We also got TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We're trying to bring viewers over there to here. So hopefully this playoff hype video will spread the word. Hummingbird. Paul Reed misses the free throw. Sixers get it back. You're going to have some reserves check into the game now for the Sixers with about 4 minutes left to play in regulation here. Watford comes into the game, so does Walker and Edwards. Barlow has it on the right wing here. Catch and shoot 3 for the Sixers is off the mark, boarded by Tobias Harris. Tobias has it across the half court here. Tobias on the left wing. Oh, yeah, and Twitch also, yeah. Paul Reed has it, top of the key here, working against Watford. Over to Asar Thompson, finds Duncan Robinson. Robinson has on the right wing here. Over to Dance Jenkins. Jenkins catches it, goes to his right. Has it, working down low in the paint to beat the shot clock. Runner is no good. It's going to be boarded by Asar Thompson. Over to Duncan Robinson. Jenkins catches it now in the corner here. Over to Duncan. Duncan catch and shoot 3 from beyond the arc is good. 107-85. 3:55 left to go in the fourth quarter here. Pistons up by 22 points. Pistons on a 12-2 run. Oubre has it on the left wing here, working against Asar Thompson. Finds Edwards. Edwards has it, drives inside here, back over to Watford. Watford trying to back down Asar. Over to Barlow. Misses a 3, boarded by Danish Jenkins. 3 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. I can't wait, Cornelius. It's going to be so fun. Hopefully you guys are all along here for the ride in the playoffs. I think it's April 18th or April 19th is going to be the first game, which is a Saturday or Sunday, I think. So I cannot wait. It's going to be electric. Tobias catches it, goes to the hole, puts it up and in, 109-85. Pistons up by 24 points. Good stuff. Thanks, Super Morty. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jenkins has got 16, I think. 109-85. Pistons go up by 24. Sixers going to another timeout, going to another commercial break. This game is pretty much over. And ladies and gentlemen, we are 3 minutes away from clinching officially the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. It is officially official. I don't think anybody here, or at least not me, predicted that we would get the freaking 1 seed in the Eastern. I mean, look at this. A 720 win percentage. They're going to get their 57th win of the season. And if you look at this list. If we're going to go to the finals, we're going to have to beat one of those 10 teams. And honestly, if we stay healthy, if we play our A game, we're missing our best player. Okay? We're doing this over the last month and a half or so without Cade Cunningham. Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, maybe the Hawks. But we swept the Knicks in the regular season. Cavs could be dangerous. I think the Cavs could be a legit threat in the Celtics. But again, when you're the 1 seed, you're hoping that somebody else can maybe knock them down so you don't have to face them. But if you do, so be it. We're battle tested and ready to go. And hopefully I will be calling games in June. That would be fantastic. Sixers drive inside, put it up and in. Game is pretty much over, 109-87. If we win out, too, we could get to 60 wins. Thanks, Hal. Appreciate ya. Only fear the Cavs. Cavs are a good team. Sasser has the top of the key here over to Asar Thompson. Like I said, a best-of-7 playoff series is going to be interesting. Kevin Huerter finds Asar Thompson backdoor, cuts to the basket for the finish. Great job from Kevin Huerter there. I agree, Cornelius. Our defense is going to take us far. That's going to, look at that. Asar Thompson comes up with the steal. Over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter on the left wing here. 2 minutes left to go. Down low now to Paul Reed. Paul Reed has it. Turnarounds inside. Layup is good. We just mesh so well as a team right now. 2:07 left to play in the fourth quarter. Going to call a foul, I think, on Ron Holland. You stay healthy, you play defense, you make some big-time shots and crash the board. Beef stew is a big reason why we've let up. Not being on the court is a big reason why we've let up a lot of second-chance points. Beef stew's a pretty good rebounder down low. When he gets back, and I think the Pistons realize this. I don't know if Beef Stew's going to come back in the regular season, because at this point, it's like, you're already out. You want to have that knee 1,000. I think it's a calf strain. It's a calf strain he's dealing with. You want to have that calf 1,000% ready for the playoffs. You don't want to aggravate it any further off the bench when you've already missed a couple weeks already. So it's going to be exciting. 113-89 basketball game. Over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter finds Paul Reed down low. Intercepted by the Sixers. Sixers have it back the other way here. Watford has the top of the key here down low for the slam. 1:45 left to play in the fourth quarter. Yeah, 100% fresh. Huerter is going to give us solid minutes in the playoffs. And because he's got playoff experience too. And it totally shifts. Ron Holland catch and shoot 3 is good. Look at that. Ron Holland firing from beyond the arc. 116-91. Pistons are going to clinch the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Hopefully we don't have any commercial breaks the rest of the way. Shout out to the Sixers fans, though, tuning in. Again, Sixers could make some noise in the postseason if Embiid comes back. Sixers put it up and in down low from Barlow. 116-93, a minute left to play in regulation. Sixers and Pistons looking to get out of this here. You're going to have Tobias Harris leading the way with 19 points. 22 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Take a look at some total overall stats right now. This clock is winding down. I think they're going to call a foul late here. 44 seconds. Sixers still have it. Ron Holland comes up with the steal here over to Marcus Sasser. He crosses half court. Jazz Lanier fires for 3. In and out. Boarded by the Sixers. And that is all she wrote, folks. Final score, 116-93. Tobias, look at you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You had 7 Pistons in double digits scoring tonight. Tobias with 19, Duncan with 11, Durham with 16. Asar had a pretty good night, 14 points, 5 boards, 3 steals. Jenkins with 16. You had Paul Reed with 10. Holland with 11. 40% from deep. For the love of God, please be healthy. If we are healthy going into the postseason, this team can genuinely make a deep run all the way to June in a best-of-7 situation. You got the coach of the year probably in JB Bickerstaff. And hopefully, all of you here will be along with me for the journey because I cannot freaking wait. Pistons win 116-93. Happy Easter tomorrow, guys. If you guys celebrate Easter, I love you guys. Thanks again for everything. I'll be doing the next play-by-play stream Wednesday against the Bucks. I'll be doing a short, though, on Monday for the Magic game. But this team, man, is special. I'm starting to get goosebumps. We can feel it. It's around the corner, and man, I can't freaking wait. Love you all. God bless. I'm your host, Carson, and we will see you all on the next live stream. Adios, amigos.